Hi. Video number 1. Real video, at least. So what we have cooking right here is I'm working on a 24 valve VR6, a Mark IV. It's a 2004, if that matters. I was just trying to get this broken stud out of the head, and I tried welding a nut onto the stud, what was left of it, and I couldn't get anything to actually stick to it. I tried grinding it down nice and clean, brushing it, you name it, I tried. It could be my settings on my welder. Let me know down in the comments below if you know what my problem was. Every time I welded it on there, it ended up just, after some pressure on it, it ended up just breaking off. So now I contacted my Snap-on dealer, Christian. Thank you so much. He came out to me at 7 o'clock last night, which is awesome. Just a really good guy. He sold me some quality tools that I need to take this out because honestly, at this point, I'm just done trying to get cheap stuff. I was going to get it off Amazon because I'm already in a bind. So I'd rather just get it done, pay a little bit extra. I know I can find whatever tools I need online. So this is what he sold me. It's a stud extractor, and it's made by Mayhew Select. And what this actually does is, I don't know if you could see this, but there's a 2-piece, and there's some teeth on the inside of here. So when I loosen, it's actually going to start to close in on that stud. And you can actually, I'm going to try to show you. Literally just loosening, and you can see this is getting smaller, and those teeth are starting to come out tighter and tighter. So the thought process on this is I'm going to throw the stud into it, loosen it, like I'm going to try to back it off, and it's going to start, the tighter I go, the tighter those teeth are going to actually butt on the stud. Let's give it a shot. I have not tried heating this. Today I have not heated this up yet, so I'm just going to try it cold. And there's pretty much 1/4 of an inch of the stud left, so we'll see how good this actually works. Let's see what happens. Here we go. Still laying on that. Lifetime warranty on this tool, so if it breaks, I will be back, Christian.
I'm back.
Alright. Let's get back to it. Honestly, I think this tool's gonna break. Oh. The tool didn't break. The stud broke flat. So now it's flat against an aluminum head. So let the fun begin. Now I'm gonna have to drill it out. So pretty much flush. So I'm gonna center punch it, drill it out a size bigger, and drill it out a size bigger. So what happens is these steel studs get put into an aluminum head like this, and it's an issue because there's a chemical reaction between the steel and the aluminum, and it causes a lot of corrosion. So a lot of times you'll have this happen in these cases anytime that you see aluminum and steel put in an application like this. And not to forget, there's a lot of heat cycles on this side of the head, so my exhaust gases are coming out of here. So as you can imagine, it gets really hot and then it cools down. It gets really hot and it cools down, and that causes things like this to happen as well. So I'll try to center punch it and see how it goes. See as fuck. So going back to that Mayhew extractor, honestly, I'm pretty impressed. It kind of felt like it was going to break, but what was breaking was, unfortunately, the stud. I should have added some heat to it. I should have known better, but I didn't do it. So it is what it is. We're here now. I'm going to try to use my fancy Harbor Freight center punch. Spring-loaded. Pretty simple. So let's try to give that a shot. And I'm going to try to get this as centered as possible before. You got to be careful because it will slide around because that stud didn't break perfectly flat. So same thing when I'm drilling. It's important to try to be center. Keeps on moving. I don't know if you could see that on the camera, but I bet you can. See how that just keeps moving? But I think I have enough of an indentation there to keep my drill bit on it. We'll see how it goes. We will see how it goes. Guys, I see it all the time. I hear it all the time. In shops, you're always hearing people drilling on high speed. When you're trying to drill something that's, you know, drilling in general, it needs to take time. You need to let the drill bit do the work. So go ahead and turn your speed down to 1 and take your time on it. And you won't ruin your drill bits too. You'll be happy that you turned down that speed. Sometimes I get impatient too, so I'm not going to say that I don't, but oh, I got to put one hand on top of the head. Hopefully I can keep it straight now. Starting to cut into it. I think I'm going to change drill bits. This one might have been a little worn out before it started. So I'm going to try a Milwaukee drill bit, see how that goes. Oh, baby. That better not make the cut. uh, I just thought of something. I have actually better drill bits I could be using. It's not often I crack these out. Mac Tools. Last time I used one of these, the drill bit broke. And it wasn't for me pushing too hard either. Or drilling too fast.
She said.
Makes sense. So what I did here was I ended up taking the drill bit and recessing it into the drill just to make sure I am not going to damage the head once I drill through it. Because it's going to be hard to tell that I reached the end of the bolt. Maybe it'll pop through and I might be able to feel it, but I don't want to take a chance in damaging the head. And what I did was I pushed it into the next hole that was available and just made sure that it would stop right at the very back. And I'm even going to push it back a tiny bit more just to be careful. And I'll lock this into place. Now I know I could send this drill bit through as far as I need to. And I'm still drilling on a speed number 1. I'm going to get some cutting oil so I don't burn up my drill bit. You have a lot of people wonder what took you so long. Oh, you extracted that bolt. Why'd that take you so long? It's things like this that add up in time of repairs. So don't be that customer. Don't be that guy that's wondering why did it take you so long to extract it. It took me that long because I'm being careful. Now we're cooking. This is where it's important when you're drilling. Make sure you're drilling. And now that it's recessed into that stud, you don't want to bend the drill in any way. You don't want to put too much pressure because if that breaks off in that hole and gets stuck, drilling a drill bit or an extractor out of something is not something you want to do. I'm going to try to drill all the way through the bolt so I can get some kind of relief on that bolt, on the walls of the bolt. I know that's hard to understand, but that's what I'm doing. I'm just confirming again that I'm not going to touch the back of that head with the drill bit. And it doesn't feel like I am, so that's good. I'm going to keep going until it's all the way in there. All the way in there. She got. Clean it off again. Oil again. Lube her up. You gotta make sure you lube it up. Like, till she gushes, you know? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think she good. Yeah. Well, now that's pretty much drilled almost all the way through. And I'm going to go one size bigger again, and then another size bigger, and then another size bigger, and hopefully we can get those threads to release. I will add heat before trying to extract it again. I have a bunch of different extractor types that I could try to take that out. I'm just hoping that it goes well. Or I'm going to be drilling the whole hole out, taking out the threads, drilling out the threads nice and flat, and inserting a helicoil. I'm not the biggest fan of using that technique, but I got to do what I got to do. Guess what? More lube. This is how I lube everything. Everything. Oh, and it's Snap-on. Best kind of lube. That's what my girlfriend tells me at least, so she likes it that way. I think I actually just went through it. I think I just felt it pop. I popped it blueberry. Gotta keep it PG. Gotta keep it PG. We just bumped it up. So now we're gonna throw a little thicker drill bit. A little thicker. Know what I mean? Again, I'm gonna set this if I can. So that's as big as the shank is on the drill bit. So I can't do that. So I gotta be careful. And guys, there is a way that you could do this. You can mark this with some tape. Now, I'm at the very back of that cylinder head of the bolt hole. And I could put a piece of tape or something here for a reference. I'm just gonna remember it's a little past half. And I'm gonna stop and take a little recess and check each time. Oh, look at that. She likes that, huh? Oh, she loves it. Alright, she's going way too easy. I gotta keep looking because I don't want to push through. Okay, check it again. Oh, favorite part again. Oh, there we go. Think she'll like it better like that. They call this the VR6 head. I just felt the poke through again. I'm gonna stop there. Switch drill bits again. I'm actually not gonna use brake clean on that because the brake clean's really cold. And I don't want the drill bit to go from super hot to super cold because that does some stuff in there. You know? I'm not a scientist or anything, but let's go ahead and use. Dang, if they can make these come out, that'd be great. Oh, I mean, that one wants to come out. Huh. Well, yeah, that's the one I'm going for anyway. All right, first rule for drilling anything out: lube. And just to make it very clear, that's excessive. That is an excessive amount of oil or lube. That's never what she says, though. She's going. Jeez. Guys, this is actually the dangerous part for the drill bit, for your eyes, and everything else. So I just poked through the very back of that bolt, and there's a space in there. But what's tough on the drill bit is at the very end of that final cut, for whatever reason, it likes to get jammed, and sometimes it'll twist your hand and drill in the drill bit, and that's how you snap your drill bits. So right now I'm at that point, and I felt it poke through, and it's doing that final cut. I just put my drill bit, or my drill, into reverse, and I'm just gonna go backwards for a second, and then I'm gonna clear out all the gunk in that hole and just pull out nice and slowly. Let's go ahead and spray that out. All right, let's take a look. That final cut process, when you go to poke through that final bit, what you want to do is really, you don't want to push a lot of pressure. You want to let the drill bit cut the rest of the way with little to no pressure. Just hold the drill bit trigger, or the drill trigger, down and push really lightly. Let that drill bit finish the final little cuts nice and slowly, and you'll get a nice cut all the way through. I think that just worked. Yeah, matter of fact, it did. All right, next step. What do we do now? I might try to go one size bigger, or I could try an extractor. Either or, I still need to add some heat to this. Maybe I can get it to release some. I don't know. It's just a lot of corrosion. This is never fun for anybody. So guys, be patient with your shops when somebody's doing this. This is why it goes to a machine shop when this sort of stuff happens. The machine shop will take care of that stuff. Perfectly fine. They have all the right tools for it. And when shops do this, it takes a lot of time. You're seeing the process. It's just repetitive. You got to go slow. The faster you go, the more likely you are to ruin it. So, all right, guys. So what I have here, this is an extractor. Okay, it's for broken bolts. Okay. What you would essentially do is just drill through the bolt. Like I was telling you earlier, it's gonna make that relief. I don't want to call it a relief cut, but a relief cut is what I'm gonna say today. And you're gonna tap this in. It's tapered. And when you go to loosen this, and it has a square end, I don't really like that. I wish that they would put like a bolt head on the back of it. Whether it's 12 point or 6, give us something, you know? But you're going to hammer this in, where as soon as you start to loosen, that action of loosening, you can kind of see that the splines on this are going to twist themselves in further. So when you twist, it goes in deeper and deeper and deeper. So that's one style. I don't like using these very often because I feel like when you drill into something, now you're starting to use this to drill into it, or you're trying to extract it so it gets deeper. Well, what's happening to that bolt is it's pushing out as well. It's giving you more grip to get a bite on that bolt to pull it out. But again, that bolt might be pushing outwards on those walls, making it a little bit harder to come out. And I know that this one's really stubborn, and that's what's probably going to end up happening is this going to break in that bolt hole. And drilling one of these out is a nightmare. Most of the times you cannot get this out. You would end up having to weld something with high heat to penetrate this to get it out. So I'm not going to use this. I use the drill bits for it just because I knew that they would do a good job cutting. So I'm going to put that off to the side. Here's another set style of extractor. And it's pretty much the same thing as the ones I just showed you, but these guys did a little bit better of a job to put a bolt head on the back of it. So you could throw a socket right onto there and go to town, as opposed to finding a square drive socket and having to go that route. This is just a lot easier, right? And the final choice that I like using, and again, this will still push out those edges of the bolt, but I feel like it won't happen as much. This is just a square drive with some sharp sides, and you tap them in, and then they get wedged and stuck in a round hole with a square, and then you use this to take it out. Again, I wish they gave us a better bolt head on the back of this instead of doing a square drive. So let's find which one fits good. Honestly, I think that one might be the one, but let's try the smaller one just in case. Yeah, I'm not liking that smaller one. I'm going to preheat this as well before tapping this into there, and then I'll give it a go. See what happens. Yeah, I'm not going to use anything crazy for a torch. I'm going to use a matte gas torch. So the reason why I'm using a matte gas torch is it only gets up to a certain temperature. I'll put it in the video here. That's the temperature of a matte gas torch. I don't know off the top of my hand. Maybe it'll say right on the bottle, but I'm not going to take that much time to figure it out right now. As opposed to an oxyacetylene torch, that's just going to melt everything, and it's aluminum. It'll melt at a lower temperature. I don't even want to take a chance of that. So matte gas, I'm not going to do that much time with the torch on there, but I do want to heat it up some. And then I'm going to spray it with some WD-40. I'm going to move this over. So a lot of people have a misconception when they heat something up that they should be heating up the bolt itself. I don't like doing that. Sometimes you can get lucky doing that, so don't get me wrong. But you should be heating up the outside, because what happens to that metal, the metal starts to expand away from it. So you have a piece of metal inside of metal, so you want to expand the outside and then extract what you're trying to. If you heat up the center part, the bolt in the hole, now you're heating up that metal and they're kind of both expanding at the same time. So what I'm going to try to do is just heat here and somewhere up here on the outside. I'm not going to try to heat up that bolt itself. Here we go. Aluminum actually cools down really fast. I don't even have a hammer out right now. I should go get a hammer, smack this in, make sure I have the right drive. I'm probably going to use some kind of adjustable wrench for this, which is ridiculous. Give us a bolt head, damn it. The inside of it, to see if it's going to go to a square piece. It's actually kind of triangular. I don't know if you could see that there. More than anything, I'm going to try to get this in there, see if that'll grab it. And if it can, then I can add a 1/4-inch ratchet to that backside, which 1/4 inch for extracting something isn't very much what you need, in my professional opinion. That's an insider joke right there. I'm sure you guys will hear the story at some point. For you mofofos out there, specifically. The things I should just leave this in there. Christian, this doesn't void my warranty, right? Just saying. I'm not going to use this. I feel like there's a lot of torque going in every direction when I'm doing that. Back to the drawing board, adjustable. You know what that is? That's a dull drill bit. Guys, what I'm trying to make sure I'm not doing is getting sidetracked. So I don't want the drill bit going that way when the bolt is parallel. Needs to go right into it. Hands are freaking exhausted. I apologize for everything that has to do with mechanics. Has to be sexual. I apologize for that. But there's just shafts and bolts and females and males and...
Going bigger.
Always bigger. Alright. Yeah. She is stubborn. Oh! I don't know. I think I'm gonna try to go grab a chisel and knock it down some. I don't know how, because it's gonna be really small chisel. At this point, I might as well just helicoil it, but I'm so determined to get that out and use the original stuff. I think it'll be okay, because of the stud, it's gonna go further in, and the crack is just on this outside casting piece. Hopefully, with all the heat cycles, doesn't expand into the head. That'd be my worry. But, so this is going to be left stock. And the one that I have outside is going to be the one I built. So, I do have a spare. But who wants to do the work again? I don't.
What is that?
Part of the bolt threads, look.
Oh shit. Slowly. Maybe you won't have to regret it after.
No, I do. I already drilled away the threads.
Oh, the OGs?
Yep. The OGs. Should I say the sound?
It's from a cat.
Yes. Don't do this! Bring it to a machine shop. Oh, this is the installer tool. It has a little channel there, right? Has a little handle. You're going to take that and put it on the end of the helicoil. Put it through, and then that little arm piece there sits in that channel. And now we're going to insert this into the head. And we pray to God we never, ever have to address this again. I just want to look at it and make sure I got enough threads before I actually start putting this in like an idiot. Well, doesn't feel like she wants to come out. So we're full sending. Okay? Full send.
Now, why do you need to make it flush like that again?
So the gasket can sit here. I gotta make sure that this is really flush, honestly, or you're gonna have an exhaust leak. So that's what I was saying. I might have not gone deep enough in. What the fluff? Okay, there's another tool to using this. And it's just bend that tang. Let me grab that. That's how we repair threads. Or remove a seized bolt. Stud. It's been a long afternoon. And I appreciate you being here with me for my nightmare. This is bad. Don't be like me. Bring it to a machine shop. Have it done by a professional. I'm a professional, just not that kind of professional. It leads to me having to helicoil things. Or maybe I should just start it with a helicoil. I don't know. But until next time, thank you for watching Ray's Roadside Services. We're here to help. Give us a call. What are you guys doing there? I'm surprised you're still here. Still watching? That's crazy. But this is one of my first videos, so I truly want to say thank you. Like, comment, subscribe, whatever you'd like. You can talk some smack down below. I don't care. But you stuck around this long, so I appreciate it. Thank you for watching. Ray's great. You're running.